Welcome to By Kids for Kids Storytime Audiobook Volume 2 Greek Myths by Kids for Kids Storytime, performed by Gachago,
Maya Degenhardt,
Lucy Birch,
and Max and Ruby Hughes. Chapter 1: The Battle of Thermopylae. Ancient Greece, Thermopylae, a place so hot and sulfurous they think it's the entrance to the infernal realm of Hades. The locals name it the Hell Gate, but King Leonidas and his brave band of 300 Spartans call it the last stand against the tyranny of the god emperor Xerxes and his multitudinous army. An army so vast in size and number that the ground trembled beneath their sandaled feet. It was an army built for one single purpose: conquest. And what an army it was! Scores, nay legions of elephants, archers, armored rhinoceroses, spearmen, swordsmen, mystics, honor guards, and immortals. Ancient Grecian scholars tell that his army was so large that when it arrived on the banks of the Echedorus River, his soldiers proceeded to drink it dry. Xerxes and his men marched ever onward to the sound of trumpets and drums, gongs and cymbals that beat out a calamitous racket loud enough to wake the very gods. And so it was that until then, the kingdoms and city-states of the known world fell before them like wheat before the scythe. But that was until they encountered the finest warriors in antiquity, the Spartans, ruled by a king so brave and full of compassion that he led his men from the front, standing shoulder to shoulder with them in the thick of battle. He was no fool, their king. He knew that they would probably not return home from that place. That's why he chose only soldiers with living sons so that their families could continue to thrive.
Men, hear my words. Tomorrow we march to the Hell Gates to defend our land from the brutality of Xerxes. And by our deeds and feats of arms will he learn that there is nothing in this life that fights so hard as a Spartan with his back to the wall.
The men cheered and laughed, for they were not afraid. They were the Spartans, and looked at death in battle as its own reward. One of the older soldiers, a soldier of mirth and merriment, asked their king,
"But what about the arrows of the invaders? We won't be able to see the sun."
And King Leonidas laughed and said,
"Well, brave Spartan, won't it be nice to fight in the shade?"
And upon that evening they slept and dreamt of what lay ahead. They were afoot and marching long before the sun had even cracked the horizon. They marched in step and in silence, with spears and cloaks hung over their broad shoulders, swords on their waist, and their much scratched and dented shields on their backs. The sun rose, and with it the heat. But before noon of that day, they reached the gates. To their left was a massive cliff of sandstone reaching up high. To their right was a sheer drop that ended in the wine-dark sea far below.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?